great a player he's always been, and the fact that he's 40, and if Ronaldo says he's leaving Saudi Arabia today, clubs in Europe will still break the bank to bring him on board.
Exactly.
The fact that the new contract is going to be signing with Saudi Arabia and Asri means that
he's going to be the highest paid player, highest paid athlete actually.
See, leave the money to one side. The privileges he's having,
at the moment,
he will become a 10% owner in the club
of Al Nassr.
Wow. He will be influential in every single player they bring in, even when he retires from playing football. That's if he retires in Saudi Arabia. And I'm looking at Ronaldo. I think he still holds his club in Portugal one more season or two.
That's a Sporting Lisbon.
Yes, it looks like a player that will still go to Sporting to go and give them what, because he didn't have. That was where it all started.
Exactly.
For him, but his records there are not exactly as big, just 5 goals.
So I
think he wants to go back there and still do something. A lot of those phenomenal players always want to go back home. I still think Messi could still go back to old boys in Argentina to still go and play. We've seen a lot of them. Carlos Tevez had gone back home. Neymar had also gone back to Santos. So I think Ronaldo will still go back to Sporting also to give them a year or two for many reasons. For the record, for marketing, because if Ronaldo goes to Portugal and signs for Sporting today, everybody will be watching Portuguese league.
I'm telling you,
broadcasters will start broadcasting Portuguese league.
Line.
If Sporting qualify for the Champions League, it means Ronaldo will still come back to the Champions League. And I think Ronaldo is targeting 2 things. He wants to still have another shot at the World Cup, which is next year.
Exactly.
And it's obvious that he's going to be 41 and he'll be going to that World Cup. But I think more than anything else, Ronaldo wants to play a competitive game with Cristiano Ronaldo Jr.
Exactly.
I think those are the 2 goals he's aiming for.
By the way, Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. actually scored 5 goals in a single match. I think yesterday.
He scored 10 goals.
10 goals rather.
The team won 10-9 and he scored the entire 10 goals. So somebody asked that, where is Mateo, Thiago, and Messi's children?
He's playing with dog.
Those ones are enjoying their father's money.
They are playing with Orc, their dog.
Exactly. I think for me, it's just an error. I think a lot of us are privileged to have seen certain phenomenal players. Exactly. If you are looking at the world of tennis, for instance, we witnessed the greatness of Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and the mural of these guys, the Williams sisters, Simona Halep that you just talked about, retirement, Maria Sharapova. We watched all of these people gave tennis a meaning. You go to Formula 1, for instance. I mean, I still saw a little of Michael Schumacher. I saw Nico Rosberg. I'm seeing Max Verstappen right now. Of course, there's Lewis Hamilton, which I've followed for so many years. You look at that. You also look at swimming. You look at swimming, for instance. You see the greatest Olympian and the most decorated Olympian of all time in Michael Phelps. You also look at gymnastics as Simone Biles. You look at basketball. So all of us are just privileged that in this era we saw players that took the game to a whole new level. But in football, you look at the dominance of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, how many Ballon d'Or they've got in between them. Within that period, we've seen branches or maybe flashes of the heir to the throne in Neymar. He had not lived up to the hype. There's also Kylian Mbappe coming through to the scene. There's Haaland. But within that period, we've seen players that if Ronaldo and Messi were not on the scene, the likes of Edison Cavani, the likes of Luis Suarez, the likes of even Didier Drogba, Thierry Henry. I mean, yes, their era did not exactly click at the same time. But these are people that you look at the dominance of Messi. Messi won the 2004
that was Olympics
under 20 World Cup, defeating Nigeria in the final. Mikel Obi was the captain. He played for Nigeria. There's Taitawo. Yes. There was Mikel Obi, Buke, all of these guys. The coach was Samson Siasia.
Exactly.
They defeated Nigeria in the finals. The following Olympics again, they defeated Nigeria again. Angel Di Maria scoring that goal against Nigeria. But you also look at those players now. Where's Taitawo?
He's retired.
Where's Mikel Obi? Where are all of these players that played for Nigeria? But look at Messi. Messi is still busting. He's still getting all of these things done. So you look at the longevity of these athletes, and then you ask yourself, what more can we ask for? So I think I find myself privileged. I count myself very lucky to be alive in the era where these guys dominated tennis, dominated football, Formula 1, basketball, swimming,
gymnastics,
athletics. I mean, I saw Usain Bolt. I witnessed Usain Bolt in my lifetime. Took the 100 meters, took the 200 meters, 4x100 meters, 4x400 meters, dominated the Olympics, and I find it a privilege for me to be alive when all of these things happen. Even in Nigeria, Atlanta '96, I saw the Dream Team win gold. I saw C쏘ᴜᴏᴛ winning the first gold for Africa in the long jump. So I find it a privilege for me to have lived in this era, where this greatness was made. But I think the greatest of all in this era that I've witnessed had to be Cristiano Ronaldo.
Definitely.
It had to be Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, okay.
And there's also been Ronaldinho.
Yes,
there have been some amazing players that you feel like, they've also paved their ways with Rooney, all of these guys. But you look at how Ronaldo has formed himself into who he is right now.
Exactly.
How he has constantly shown that with hard work and commitment, you can get to the peak, you can drive the vision of your country, of your club, you can get all of those things done. It had to be Ronaldo.
Exactly.
No disrespect to Messi. I think Messi will remain the most skillful human that ever existed. But I feel Ronaldo is the greatest of all time.
In your opening remarks, you made mention of the fact that most of the coaches that, coach Cristiano Ronaldo, I mean, that was probably their biggest player.
He's not probably.
Now he said something.
Who is Ragnick? What's his name?
Ralf Ragnick.
Who is Ragnick?
He's currently the Austria's manager.
Who know him before?
Even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Andrea Pirlo has also got the opportunity to also manage Andrea Pirlo. But to manage Cristiano Ronaldo.
Who knows Eritrea?
Okay, apart from that, Cristiano Ronaldo made a statement rather by saying that most of these managers that managed him in football actually didn't have any clue in football.
Now, he said a few managers that coached him.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know where he's going to. You see, he cannot talk to Zinedine Zidane like that. He cannot talk to Carlo Ancelotti like that. He cannot talk to Sir Alex Ferguson like that.
Definitely.
He cannot talk to
Jose Mourinho
like that. Who was his manager at Juventus?
Allegri.
Massimiliano Allegri. He can't talk to Allegri.
He can't talk to Pirlo like that.
He can't talk to Pirlo like that. Because Pirlo
is a fantastic manager.
See, Pirlo achieved greatness as a player.
Exactly.
So you give him that respect.
Okay, but you didn't achieve greatness as a coach.
I don't care. But he achieved greatness as a player.
Okay.
But who was Eritrea? Ronaldo said when he got to Man, he was asking that what's the name of the manager? It was Ralf Ragnick that was the manager. They said, please, what's his name? So that banter belongs to Manchester United.
Exactly.
And Manchester United also proved that they own the banter. I saw the birthday message that Juve posted. I saw that Ronaldo. I saw that Portugal.
Exactly.
I saw everything. Then I saw the one Manchester United. Manchester United made their post around 1 p.m. today, and they just put a flash of Ronaldo's picture and they said 40. No greeting. And I commented. I said keep your fake love. Go and fix your leaking roof and go and clear all the rodents in your stadium. And that's how it is.
Exactly.
I mean, you look at it. See, Ronaldo is a man that is not shy of getting up into the mix. He said it that as he is right now, he's the most perfect athlete that the world had ever seen.
Exactly.
He said the reason why he does not have tattoo on his body is because Ronaldo donates blood every single time. Bro, do you know what it means to have edifice named after you in your own country? The national airport named after him.
It's crazy.
Bro,
it's crazy. Anyway, let's just leave all of that very, very quickly. I know a lot of people want to, sing their team to the conversation.
But people will call for me today.
A lot of people have actually been calling. But yes, I can also, send your messages as well as also call us via 0913 6410. 0913 6410 is the dial for our calls. And if you also want to send a WhatsApp message or a text message, 0913 600430. Now let's also leave all of that very, very quickly. And now still staying with football. Yes, it's now been confirmed at the Bayern Munich left back Alphonso Davies has now signed a new contract with the club, thereby ending speculations of a move to Real Madrid. Yes, he signed a new 5-year deal, and that's gonna run until the June 2030 rather. His previous contract was set to expire in June, and he was also widely expected to join Real Madrid as a free agent. Unfortunately, Real Madrid would not be getting the amount of money.
It's not unfortunate, it's his loss.
No, come on.
It's his loss.
Bayern Munich is also a big club, arguably biggest club in Germany.
It's not arguably, it's the biggest club in Germany,
exactly.
The most successful club in Germany. But is Bayern even as big as Manchester United? And Manchester United is not even as big as the lower level kidder in terms of the trophies at Madrid. So what are we saying?
Let's speak this guy very quickly. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, Rava. You know where you're calling from?
Good evening.
Yeah, welcome to the show very quickly.
Hey, Mr. Okpe. We are not come from you. Yeah, you don't ever come for you. My name is Aďa.
You're welcome.
See, Ronaldo. No room for anything for that. He is a great player. I know say Real Madrid people, even if they don't go for Ronaldo. I never see Ronaldo. I never see Real Madrid fans. See, Messi is the best. They always go for Ronaldo. That guy is a great player. Even the left way where that guy stays score. Even some player where they use right, they never stay score. They don't go even reach. That guy is a great player. But what is Mr. Kwedito as about great player? See, anything what different from goal to the Messi. Now soon go to the middle.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I won't allow you to finish. Thank you so much. I won't allow you to finish that conversation.
No, they ever collect value player for international game. Say manager best player of the tournament. You know, collect that for your life.
No vex.
Anything about Messi now, scapegoat and I should go to the middle. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. 0913-6000-410. Hello. Good evening. You know where I'm calling from?
Hello, good evening. My name is Emmanuel, calling from Sᴘᴏʀᴛ.
You're welcome, Emma.
Let me start by saying Ronaldo is a great player, but in this era, Messi is greater than him. No, yes, you can. It's arguable, but that's my own opinion. Ronaldo is only king of Europe, or maybe he's king of the world. Messi has conquered the world at the club level and at the international level. While Ronaldo has not done that. He may score how many goals he wants to score. Messi still remains the best, the greatest in this era. After Pelé. Pelé was the overall greatest. But Messi is the greatest in this era. No matter the way you want to look at it.
Thank you.
It's not goals that make you the greatest. His number, what until Ronaldo win the World Cup, Messi is greater than him. Thank you.
I really don't understand why a lot of people bring that argument onto the board of women. Why would you say until Ronaldo wins the World Cup until he's been,
let's be sincere with ourselves. Today is Ronaldo's birthday, and when I was preparing for the show, that intro already had it worked up in my head, and I know that for every of such action of an intro, there's going to be a counter reaction of such intro. So I'm waiting. In fact, it's even good I'm not the one hosting the show today. It's good I'm on this side, so allow us to banter and throw it all out. Secondly, Sᴘᴏʀᴛ never qualified for the World Cup with Liberia.
Exactly.
He won the Ballon d'Or. He won the European Footballer of the Year. He won the African Footballer of the Year in the same season without qualifying for the World Cup. I can give you endless players that never made it to the World Cup, and it does not take anything away from their greatness.
Exactly.
And that's the fact. Yes, the World Cup is the icing on the cake, but don't forget that there are a lot of players out there that never made it to the World Cup because of the country that they play.
Exactly. It just looks like look at Erling Haaland as well as Martin Odegaard.
Never qualified for the World Cup because he played for Wales.
Yes.
It was when he left the national team that Wales qualified for the Euros.
Yes, exactly.
Whether you like it or not, with Aaron Ramsey and Gareth Bale and all that, and whether you like it or not, Giggs is one of the, if not, is the greatest player to ever play in the Premier League. Yes.
You say what?
13 Premier League titles, beat it.
What?
With the Champions League in between, beat it. Yes.
Maybe the greatest Welsh player to play in the English Premier League. What about that?
Probably you want to bring in the Thierry Henry conversation as the greatest player to ever. Yes, okay. I'm not denying that fact. But you look at all of the things that Ryan Giggs did for Manchester United, then you have to put him at that top level also. You have to put him at maybe top 3. If you are mentioning Paul Scholes, then you should put Giggs ahead of Paul Scholes. How many Premier League titles did Thierry Henry won with Arsenal? How many did Giggs win? 13. Henry never won the Champions League with Arsenal. He only made it to one final. How many did Giggs win with Manchester United?
He won two. Exactly.
He was even at some point a caretaker coach of Manchester United when Ferguson left before the Moyes came through. So you look at that level of greatness. But Giggs never went to the World Cup. The list is endless.
We had a lot of players that we also didn't go to the World Cup.
I understand that the World Cup is the peak. All of you guys that are arguing that the Champions League, you are just blabbing. The World Cup is great. Is the greatest football show in the entire mankind. Forget all of those things you are talking about the Champions League. I don't even care about that one. So winning the Champions League, winning the World Cup is the peak.
Let's hear from this caller. Hello, good evening. Where are you calling from? You're welcome to the show.
Bayinja. We are not fighting with you.
I want to beg you one
thing. We are here. What I'm saying is this. I'm not even talking about the World Cup. The most valuable player in Copa America. Let's have it.
Jesus Christ.
In Europe, we want to have it. We don't have it. In the World Cup, let's have it. You don't forget the World Cup. Best player of the tournament. Of the country,
now Cʀᴜɪ紛 cost all this.
I'm telling you.
Cʀᴜɪ紛 cost all this.
And now he's calling me like Juventus.
To say Cʀᴜɪ紛 don't score that goal. Don't call me today.
This is the most decorated player in Premier League.
Yes.
Starting Premier League, the guy gets.
It's a big deal, man.
360 something assists. Now the guy gets. Forget any very Orito and this. You know even near. Maybe the big guy come up. You know even near everything.
Thank you.
Two Champions League. You know even near.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
On that second one, I almost agree with you.
Exactly.
On that second
I think I agree with him.
But on that other MVP,
Anyway, someone has also texted us on WhatsApp. This person says, "Good evening. Please celebrate Neymar because today is his birthday." Woo! Today is actually Neymar's birthday, but it's very unfortunate.
There's big greatness, there's mini greatness. I can't argue that. Today is Tiwa Savage's birthday too. She's 45 today. So sometimes it's just like dying on the wrong day. If you die on the day one superstar died, they will not remember you. If they're born, how can you be sharing birthday with Ronaldo? How can you be sharing birthday with Ronaldo?
They don't remember you now. Exactly. But
you know that Tiwa Savage is our own. We don't even remember Tiwa Savage.
Let's talk about Neymar. I mean, Neymar was the next big thing from Brazil at the point, coming in from Santos to Barcelona, making
the youngest player to captain Brazil.
Captain Brazil, exactly. And it just looks like him going back to Santos. It looks like his sojourn in Europe is done without him winning the Ballon d'Or. I mean, can you say it's a destiny of fulfilled for Neymar?
It's tough. We had that conversation about eras and then how certain players just come, and no matter how much you do, it's almost like you're not doing enough. Not exactly like you're not doing enough, but these players have set the standard so big that you have to triple what you're doing to come close to them. And that's where Neymar falls into. Neymar, Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
What a player.
Neymar is the greatest dribbler I've ever seen. See, I can argue this anywhere. Neymar is the greatest.
You didn't see Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho is skillful. I'm talking about a dribbler.
Yes.
I'm talking about someone that puts the ball on the ground.
Ronaldinho is also a dribbler.
I'm talking about. See, you can't tell me about Ronaldinho because I watched Ronaldinho.
I also watched Ronaldinho.
I saw Ronaldinho live during Nigeria '99 as a ball boy. Okay. So I use that one to senior you. What I'm saying is this: what Neymar does on the ball is exceptional. But he came in an era where there's a certain Lionel Messi. Unfortunately, again for Neymar, both of them were playing in the same club.
Same club, exactly. And that's why he had to leave.
When he had to leave for PSG for that 222 million euro deal, he felt like, let me move out of the shadow of this guy. Let me go and find myself out. The guy still went to meet him in that PSG, saying, he said he's a lie. So all of the movement of Neymar, all of his energy, all of his efforts, and then he was a bit unlucky with injury because I think he's a show boy. Neymar is a typical example of what a Brazilian should be like.
Exactly.
Brazilians are perfect entertainers.
They are showboaters.
As much as a lot of people feel Kaka was very conservative, Kaka is a skillful player.
Exactly.
You want to see Kaka play, he's as skillful as anybody else. We can give you that list, is endless.
I agree with that.
So whether Neymar achieved as much as he could have done in Europe is a talk for another day, because how easy could it be? It was just like when we're talking about Marco Asensio, was it yesterday or the first in an era where Ronaldo and Benzema, a lot of them, and Bale were at Madrid. It would be difficult. And then you look at what is a midfielder got: 61 goals, 29 assists in 382 games. That is some crazy numbers. So it's the same thing with Neymar. He formed arguably the deadliest trio that we've ever seen in world football in Neymar, Suarez and Messi. MSN. That season they scored 135 goals and 135 goals and 69 assists in between them.
Winning the 2014
they
Champions
won the
League.
2014 Champions League. They won the Spanish La Liga. They won 6 trophies in the same calendar year. That was the peak of Neymar.
MSN.
And that's the truth.
Exactly, I agree with that.
Since that level, he didn't get to that peak again, and it will be very difficult for you to think Neymar was not great because he had people that were greater. And I think we need to remove Neymar from this conversation. Unfortunately, he's gone
Different eras.
It's unfortunate.
I agree with that.
See, you lived under the shadow of Messi.
I agree with that.
They born you the same day they born Ronaldo.
Such an unlucky child. Let's listen to this call. Hello, good afternoon. Good evening, rather. You know where I'm calling from.
Hello, good evening, Sports Dream.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I've always been looking like an odd man out. This time to bring this conversation of Neymar, Ronaldo and Messi. I've watched ball for a while. People are talking with I'm Mr. Tony from Sᴘᴏ.
You're welcome, Mr. Tony. Very quickly, please.
Over 60 years watching football happens to be my best sport so far. And what I saw in Messi, I've never seen any player since I was watching. Even somebody who can maintain a speed and the ball is on both legs. He doesn't push and chase the ball. That is why any leg that comes closer to him, we know what to do in terms of dribbling. I've watched him over and over again. I've never seen a player, even when one of these Brazilian players, I didn't go to in the USA 94. Their player.
Is it Bebeto or Romario?
Romario,
okay.
My brother. And
Agbatomi cannot know those ones now. Why are you asking Agbatomi?
That guy promised them World Cup before they went to that this. Meanwhile, Brazil lost the. They were one of those Italy, Germany, and others regulating among them. The 4 nations were just so they were contending nations, but Brazil lost it for a while. Then that that he would give them the World Cup before and they went and they did the magic.
Thank you so much.
So he was a good player anyway, but what I'm going to say, Messi is something else.
Thank you so much.
No doubt about it. Ronaldo is a fantastic. Last touch footballer.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Which one is last touch?
Let's hear from this call. Hello, good evening. Where are you calling from?
Good evening, Agbatomi.
You called the Jai.
I've not called you.
Okay. You're welcome to
Have I called Okoyemi?
You have not called before. Go on. Let's talk.
Uncle Okoyemi, good evening as well. Since you've seen everybody now. Happy birthday to Cristiano Ronaldo. Today is not a day to say who is better than who.
Exactly.
Exactly. I would like trouble. Today is just to celebrate him. Today is his birthday. Don't come with all these stars. Keep the stars in tomorrow. We'll debate on it. And you brought out a point of me. Upon George Way. Never played in the World Cup, but he won everything. So it is not until you win the World Cup before you be the greatest. But I'm very pleased though that in my lifetime I saw 2 of them play.
He sweets me.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening. Anywhere calling from very quickly.
Lovely evening to everybody in the
lovely evening to you too as well.
I would like to start like this. Our God beats talent. When talent refuses to work hard.
Rema. Preach on, Pastor.
You're the goalkeeper on the line.
You're welcome.
What I want to say about Ronaldo, happy birthday to him. He's one of the greatest players on earth that have scored many countless of goals. Way that you don't even expect a player to score, Ronaldo will give it to you. It's not about the debate here. Let's celebrate one of the greatest. Happy birthday once again, Ronaldo.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes, let's also see if we can pick one or two more calls. Hello, good evening. Where are you calling from?
Good evening, guys.
You're welcome.
You're calling.
You're welcome, Olayinka.
Simply calling to say happy birthday to Cristiano Ronaldo.
We help you deliver your message.
I don't care if anybody regards him as the greatest of all time. I'm congratulating them too on this special day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's also pick this caller. Hello, good evening. I know where you're calling from. Very quickly.
Hello, good evening. This is Blaze.
Yeah, welcome, Blaze, to the show.
Controversial Ogbeye, the longest time.
Blaze, don't you like it?
I don't come out for Nigeria. I do Berlin.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, to remember when I hold in a country.
No one that's calling via WhatsApp.
No one that you come out. You don't leave me for here. You don't come out.
Thank you. I think I leave you to you enjoy the control.
No, why you gonna leave me enjoy? Why
We are going to enjoy together.
So you don't want to make I enjoy where you did.
No, don't worry. When we come back next year, you say something about Ronaldo is the greatest, but there's something you said. You said the greatest of all trophies is the World Cup trophy. You said something like that, you know. And somebody told you that the reason why Messi is the greatest is because he won the World Cup, and you said no.
He's shooting himself in the leg.
No, I'm not shooting anything on the foot. I'm saying that there are a lot of players that you can put in the category of that level and never made it to the World Cup.
Thank you so much. I think that was everything you wanted to just say. Hello, good evening. Anywhere calling from very quickly.
Good evening. This is Michael.
You're welcome, Michael.
In fact, that story sit down. Just sit down there. Let controversial first. You talk the words.
You even want to be roasting me, Addie?
Exactly. I want you to disturb people there. So one thing is this. You always say this in office. You say when someone is big, he's big. You cannot bring God to create a mema. The same thing is
Exactly.
Let's just see this. We wish you of them happy birthday. But you know one thing. When it comes to Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, there will always be a problem. That's just it. There will always be a big problem of who is good, who is not good. They are all good. I'm a Lionel Messi fan. But I wish Cristiano Ronaldo
Thank you so much. Let's just speak our last call on this matter and then we'll actually leave this conversation. Hello, good evening. Hello.
World champion, can you hear me?
Greatness!
Yes, greatness coming from our brother.
You're welcome, greatness.
You know, this issue of Ronaldo, I've never involved myself in it because I felt that a lot of
Woo!
Greatness. You're going to call back.
Please call us back. 013-6410, 013-6410. What can I mean very quickly?
Yes, I mean, you know, there's a way humanity brings some of these things to align. On the day Neymar is celebrating his birthday, on the day Cristiano Ronaldo is also celebrating his birthday, we are also doing a giveaway. Give me the shakara, give me the shakara. We're also doing giveaway. No, it's okay. One is okay. Before they think I want to turn this show to Abali's show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is Sᴘᴏ Restaurant, and then we have something super special for you for Val. I mean, it's Sᴘᴏ Restaurant and Mainland FM. And of course, as the countdown to Valentine begins, we're also ready to fuel your tummy on a daily basis. So you have to listen to our shows every day from now to the 15th of February to stand a chance to win a meal voucher, not a meal ticket, a meal voucher. That means the voucher will cover, it's like buffet. You eat
aka buffet.
Hey, leave my editor out of this talk, please. Respect yourself. Yes, chance to win a meal voucher to have the time of your life at Sᴘᴏ restaurant at Ιλուᴜᴜ, very close to us here. It is also Sᴘᴏ's second year anniversary, and they have a special event on the 12th and 15th, so you cannot even afford to miss it. So we're also going to be at the venue to redeem your meal voucher for you. On the 12th of February, there's going to be an anniversary special, a karaoke session, and you have the opportunity to win fantastic gifts during the raffle draw. And of course, on the 14th, there's going to be a Valentine vibes alongside some sweet love messages. It's a love and chill opportunity though, and of course there will be photo booths. So I'm sure you don't want to miss any of these for anything in this one, but you need to keep listening to mainland 98.3 FM to stand a chance,
you know, the vibe.
To win. It's a meal voucher. It's different from meal ticket is that one they give you at NYC camp. You guys used to queue for tea and bread in the morning, but meal voucher is complete.
Beans and pop.
That was the NYC camp. But for meal voucher, courtesy of Sᴘᴏ restaurant, it is absolutely complete. Sᴘᴏ restaurant is very close to us here at Ιλուᴜᴜ. So we've got a meal voucher, but your voucher can only be redeemed on the 12th and 15th of February.
Exactly.
From 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Sᴘᴏ restaurant.
And we'll only be giving just a one winner.
Just one winner. Just one winner.
Exactly. I think we'll find out how we're going to be giving the winner.
If I can DM Ronaldo. If he gives me money, I'll give you one.
Why not Neymar?
The funny thing that Neymar played this. He played under the shadow of Messi.
Exactly.
He was born under the shadow of
Ronaldo. Which one? I mean, very unlucky chap.
Bad.
Very unlucky chap. Anyway, let's also leave all of that very, very quickly. Okay, let's see if we can speak this caller. Hello, good evening, very quickly.
Hello, good evening.
Very quickly, good evening. Good evening to the
From
show.
Lagos.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Yeah. Please, may I go with Ronaldo, because Ronaldo is one of the, not the greatest, but he's one of the best players.
How are you? Oh, that's all. Hello, good evening to the show. Greatness, welcome. Good time.
This is greatness.
You're welcome.
Thank you for calling back.
The network went off. You know what I'm saying is that there is a lot of bias in this issue. But if, let's say, the fact, someone like me, there is a style of football that I love. I don't love the style of football Ronaldo plays, someone like me. I love the style of football of Messi, Ronaldinho, Neymar. This style of football I love, understand? So if I should say, but Ronaldo is good on his own, Messi is king, good on his own. For guys, in terms of playing football, not real football that you will see, you will attract you.
Thank you so much.
How many times Messi don't even come out for social media, they make mouth. Ronaldo, every time he come out to make you do. Ronaldo is not the best.
Thank you so much.
I'm surprised the greatness I say somebody's making mouth to.
Thank you so much.
Greatness.
It's not like making mouth for Man City.
Man City fan, they are the king of mouth making.
King of mouth making, and they're losing as well. Thank you so much, greatness. I appreciate that. Thank you. But then we have to really leave that Ronaldo conversation. Let's also move very quickly and now talk about Formula One. And now Lewis Hamilton has now driven Ferrari's team's 2024 F1 car, the Pirelli Testa, just as the 2025-2026 preparations also continues. Yes, for the very first time, he drove Ferrari's 2024 car after the return to the Barcelona track for the latest run in one of his new team's challengers ahead of 2025 pre-season testing later this month. And Lewis Hamilton on track for the very first time since the crash at the same circuit last week on his third day of running in Ferrari's 2023 car, as again shared driving duties with new teammate Charles Leclerc, but this time in a modified version of the Scuderia's most recent car, that's the SF24, which won 5 races last year during the 2 days of 2026 at Pirelli Festival. Let's also leave all that very quick and now talk about football. The games that we played later tonight across board in Europe. For the Copa del Rey, it's going to be Leganes up against Real Madrid by 9 p.m. Kylian Mbappe is not going to be participating in this one. We also have Carlo Ancelotti as well, also supporting the what is it called now, the referees not attending to most of these players' complaints and everything. But of course, the biggest one for tonight has to be the EFL Cup semi-finals. That's Newcastle United versus Arsenal. We'll come back to talk about that in a jiffy. I also have the Coppa Italian quarterfinal. That's AC Milan up against AS Roma, as well as the DFB Cup quarterfinals. Bayer Leverkusen up against FC Cologne by 9 p.m. And then the KNVB Cup, that's the Netherlands Cup. Yes, PSG and Leuven up against Feyenoord, as well as the Go Ahead Eagles are up against Norwich later tonight by 9 p.m. But let's also quickly talk about the big one for today. Obviously in England, Arsenal versus Newcastle at the St. James Park. For Newcastle as well, the last game was at the same St. James Park where they lost 2-1 at Fulham. For Arsenal, the last game was the 5-1 thrashing of Manchester City at the Emirates Stadium. And then the first leg as well was also at the Emirates Stadium where Alexander Isak as well as Anthony Gordon got the 2 goals to condemn Arsenal to that 2-0 home defeat in the hands of Newcastle. But for Newcastle, they have the advantage at the moment, but it just looks like Arsenal has the momentum to keep on winning and keep on winning. What do you think that game is going to be tonight? Who do you think will be winning?
Well, I think it's going to be a very tough call. I remember after the first leg, I made a very, very audacious call, and I said it's going to be a North London derby final. That means Arsenal would overturn the 2-0 first leg defeat at the Emirates Stadium tonight, and one way or the other, or some way, somehow, Tottenham Hotspur would scale through Liverpool. Remember, they won the first leg also at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and they'll be going to the Anfield tomorrow night also to complete the second leg. But again, there are a lot of things you need to put in context. The form Arsenal was when they played Newcastle
was very different to now
compared to the form they are right now. The form Newcastle were when they played Arsenal compared to the form they are now. They lost their last 2 games at the St. James's Park. They were beaten there by Nottingham Forest by 4 goals to nothing,
as well as
and then against Fulham again by 2-1. So you also look at Arsenal, and it's about momentum. And yet again, Arsenal is not playing the Premier League this weekend because this is the FA Cup weekend. So Arsenal can feel their starting 11 that are playing against Man City, not needing to rest any of the key players because they don't have a game this weekend. So they don't have any reason to rest their key players. And if you have a team that play with such momentum against greatness Manchester City and trashed Manchester City by 5-1, then I'm trying to understand how you would have to. Yes, at St. James's Park, it may be difficult, it may be tough, but hey, this is going to be Newcastle's first final since 1956. They've not made it to a final, so they certainly want to scale this one. And I don't know what Eddie Howe is going to tell the boys, but I'm sure that
2-0. You can't defend over 90 minutes. It's impossible.
See, Newcastle's got a better attack than Arsenal in terms of points and player for player. Isak is a complete striker. Okay. And I'll tell you for a fact.
Apart from Isak.
Are you joking?
Anthony Gordon.
Gordon's?
Okay.
Are you joking right now?
Who else?
Hey.
Who else?
Are you joking right now?
Who else? Arsenal to Newcastle. No, I don't believe that.
Come on, man. In terms of that attack, yes. In terms of that, Newcastle. In terms of the potential of that, I'm not talking about spreading the goals around.
The only player that fears me in that Newcastle attack is only Alexander Isak.
He's not.
But for Arsenal, they have players who can score. Martin Odegaard can score, Jorginho can score, Declan Rice can score, Martinelli can score. All of those, if not for the injured Gabriel Jesus, you could also shoot
all of those players of Arsenal that you mentioned together. They've not scored half of Alexander Isak's goal this season.
That's what I'm saying.
So what are you saying?
Just Alexander Isak.
There's also Gordon.
How many goals does he contribute a season?
What about Joe Linton?
Joe Linton does not score a lot of goals. Yes, he's an attacking midfielder.
See, whatever it is Arsenal wants to do tonight, they should not just concede first, because if they concede first at the same, it's going to be a very uphill task for them to upturn.
Exactly.
But I have a feeling that the momentum that Arsenal are playing at the moment, and I'm very sure that it's going to be David Raya in goal. It's going to be Saliba and Gabriel. Maybe by 8:30 p.m.
We'll get to see the starting lineup.
7:38 p.m. We'll see the lineup. That if it's not even online already, but I'm very, very sure that it will be a very dicey game tonight, because Arsenal in a good run. By the way, Arsenal have lost only 2 Premier League games the entire season.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't even know that. They've lost only 2 Premier League games an entire season. In fact, they've not lost at the Emirates Stadium this season, and it's already match day 24.
Exactly.
So I think Arsenal would probably want to fancy the chance that, hey, we've not won any league title in over 20 years. Arteta had won only one FA Cup, and that FA Cup, he joined them in the semi-final to pull them through. Why can't we look at the chance we have? We've been knocked out of the FA Cup already by Manchester United. Why can't we look at this Carabao Cup and see if we can get to the final? And I can be so assured that if Arsenal gets to the final, they will certainly probably win it.
Now, very, very quickly, a lot of people have made mention of the fact that Arsenal have not been able to win either the Premier League or the FA Cup or the Community Shield. Bar the only time that Mikel Arteta came in and then won the FA Cup for them. But at the moment, they're out of the FA Cup at the moment. That's when they lost to Manchester United via penalties. In the English Premier League as well, they are 6 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool also have a game in hand as well. And it looks like the Carabao Cup is an opportunity for them to lay their hands on a trophy even before April or even March, or even May. Now, I mean, how much do you think winning the Carabao Cup is going to go in terms of maybe at least letting the Arsenal faithfuls know that they've been able to get a trophy? Because the last time they won a trophy was back in 2020. And 700 million spent as well with no trophy is really not what Mikel Arteta wants to be at the moment.
There's nothing that resembles trophy, even if it's Principal Cup,
even if it is split,
Inter-House Sports Trophy, that Arsenal fans will not celebrate as we speak. For a team that have made only one Champions League final in their history when they lost to Barcelona in Paris in 2006. And then they've also got into the final of the Europa League where they got beat by Chelsea 4-1 under Emery.
Yeah.
So they will probably want to think that why not? Maybe this conversation will have been easy before the first leg when they lost 2-0 to Newcastle at the Emirates Stadium. Maybe if they had won that first game, like maybe 4-0, we'll have been thinking, why not? You should have your first leg in the final already at Wembley.
Exactly.
But I mean, if a team that can celebrate the Emirates Cup, which is a pre-season friendly, and do a team picture with it, then winning the Carabao Cup is certainly a big deal. If Manchester United can be regarded as a bigger success because they won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, then winning it for Arteta will be a big deal.
Exactly.
Is that the best they can hope for? No. Arsenal seems to be a team that is growing in transition and good enough to compete for the Champions League and the Premier League. But as you speak, until they decide to get a striker, a 20 goals plus per season striker, a striker that will deliver on that platter for you.
They actually wanted to.
There's nothing like wanted to.
They bid in for.
It was a joke of a bid. It was a joke of a bid. You know very well that it was a joke of a bid. If that even gone with John Duran as that bid, I would still feel like he could.
Exactly.
He's a young guy. He's a 21-year-old player. He probably could still fit into the class of the average Arsenal side
striker.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But going for Oli Watkins at that time of the transfer window, when Unai knows that he probably will not get a space to buy a replacement,
exactly.
it was a very silly.
He was never going to do that.
It was just giving me the Arsene Wenger and Luis Suarez 40 million plus £1 move. It was just a joke. Arteta was going to manage these boys, and the reason is this: Arteta will bring in a striker in the summer. That is for sure.
Very true.
They probably bring in Sesko or they bring in Kjellgaard. They will certainly bring in a striker. But it feels like, hey, there's a rhythm.
Okay.
As bad as people think Kjellgaard is, he's gone into double figure this season. For Arsenal,
scored against Manchester City.
Scored against Manchester City. So you feel like, let us see how far we can go with this side. Last season, no striker. Arsenal scored 93 goals in all competition.
Yes.
No striker. This season also, they've just conceded more. They've also scored. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So they feel like, hey, don't let us disturb the rhythm of this team. If I'm bringing in a striker in January, why would I put Kjellgaard? Because Kjellgaard would have to drop to the midfield. And Kjellgaard is not going to bench Odegaard.
Lie.
Do you understand? And it looks like some young promising energies are coming into the midfield. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Bukayo Saka comes back, he get back into this place. You have to find a way to bring in Ňụ̀nwáńèrè before the boy chooses to leave Arsenal and go to Manchester United. So if you bring in a striker in January, you're wondering, do I need to change the rhythm? Do I need to touch the rhythm of this side. The striker would have to come in, start getting used to the setup, start getting used to the boys, start getting used to the team. A lot of pressure. I would have to drop Kai Havertz to the midfield to give him that space. £65 million. Do I want to keep him on the bench? I guess those are the things that Arteta looked as well. You know what? I'm not going to go through this trouble. Let us see how far we can pull this season. And in May, June, we'll sign in a striker.
Okay, now the billion-dollar question is this: do you think Arsenal really needs a striker? Because against Manchester City, they scored 5 goals. They scored 5 goals against Manchester City.
They failed to score against Newcastle. That's why we are talking about the Carabao Cup second leg tonight. They had all of the chance in the world to beat Newcastle in that game.
Okay, I mean, scoring 5 goals against the defending champions is no easy feat. Yes, it's no easy feat. Okay, see,
wait. The same Tottenham, the same Man City that Tottenham must beat at the Etihad by 4 goals to nothing. Tottenham, as poor as Tottenham is, they did not even concede a goal against Man City.
Feyenoord came back from 3 goals down to also draw.
Crystal Palace came to draw 2-2. So what's special in anybody? The only person that can talk of beating Man City being special is Chelsea, because they beating Chelsea home and away this season in the league.
Yeah. Let's speak on this. Let's say from this caller very quickly. Oh, where from?
Good evening,
Yeah, welcome very quickly, please.
Mr. Aᴅᴇ.
Organ.
See, this is another addition from Yaba.
You're welcome.
The money after I used to buy Calafiori, if they push no money, buy strikers. And so that's like there.
But I think Calafiori is a good addition.
He has scored some important goals this season.
Yes.
They used to buy it. Instead of buy Calafiori, they don't even need him.
No. I think Calafiori is a good sign.
It's a good sign.
I understand where you're coming from.
I agree with that. Anyways, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Let's also pick our last caller for the day. Hello, good evening. Your name, where you're calling from very quickly.
Okay, I just want to ask you about Tommy was wrong again.
What did I do to you like this, boy?
About Tommy, my guy.
My guy, Alpha now. Alpha.
I'm fine.
Welcome.
Were you wrong?
This guy.
What's a troublemaker? Wallahi. I troublemaker.
At least I'm not analyzing today.
I said, troublemaker. Wallahi.
I just joined the show.
So the first thing for you to say is come and know whether I'm wrong. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. We can't pick any more calls at the moment. 58 minutes gone past 6 and we have to really leave this studio.
But there are big games tonight though. In the Italian Coppa, there's also AC Milan versus AS Roma tonight. For Spanish La Liga, for Spanish Copa del Rey, there's Leganes hosting Real Madrid by 9 p.m. Bayern Leverkusen, Victor Boniface will be in action against FC Köln by 8:45, and of course there's Strasbourg Angels, there's Toulouse Guingamp, there's Strasbourg versus Nice, all of them in the Coupe de France. There's also Celtic versus Dundee in the Scottish Premier League, and of course the big one for the Carabao Cup second leg semi-final by 9 p.m. there's Newcastle versus Arsenal.
All right, guys.
And before we leave, let's send a big birthday shout out to our auntie Auntie Gloria Young.
Oh, happy birthday!
3 cakes downstairs.
That's
why my energy is hyper now.
Anyways,
the only person that her birthday is greater than Cristiano Ronaldo. Anybody else is cute to the back.
All right, guys, that is Sᴘᴏ Packet. Thank you so much. We'll be back later tomorrow, same time, same station, 6 p.m. on 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
So hush not, child, and don't cry.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. Mainland 98.